Okay, so I'm back again at this San Francisco Basilica, and since we were back, I wanted to take another look. I found the oldest photographs that I'm able to find of this place. Looks like it's been blown up with a bomb, and there's piles of rubble all over the ground, and none of this stuff is here on top. So I had the idea, I thought, okay, these things on top, what if there was more up there? But then I looked in the oldest photos I could find, it's like halfway built, and I will show you. But something that I just noticed, that I didn't notice before, not necessarily super significant, but check it out. Up at the top there, you get the little pyramid. Not too surprising since it's Catholic, but anyway. So in these photos, you can almost see they're either already building more onto it at that time, or they had just started renovating it. Even according to their official story, they say basically there was an adobe church here, and then they decided to build this other shit. But one thing I saw was that they said that these stained glass things came from France, which is something I was wondering last time. But it is interesting that the entire place seems to be surrounded on all sides by rubble. And I know what some of y'all are gonna say, what if that's just them carving the stones? I don't think these are carved stones. I think this is concrete. There's a group that I have been very entertained by on Facebook. It's called Mysteries of Ancient Stonework or something like that. And this guy, he's an Ancient Aliens nerd fag, but he does point out that like all these ancient buildings that they think are made out of big ass stones, they're actually just made out of concrete. And I think this shit, it looks like concrete to me. So yeah, the oldest photos that's surrounded in rubble, by the way, these things up here, the pattern has changed. You can see in the older photos, and that looks like way shittier concrete of a different type. I'm not sure what they got out of fucking with that, but anyway, see if there's anything else interesting out here. Back here at the Scottish Rite Freemason Castle, and the last couple times I've been here, I've been wondering a lot about this. It's covered in this really fucking like shitty looking stucco that's painted like Pepto-Bismol colors, and up at the front we just noticed that underneath it actually looks like there's stone, I guess, or like a different, like at least that really cool high grade concrete shit. I'll show you that in a second. But I'm wondering, like, why would they cover this up like this? And my wife kind of made the suggestion, which makes a lot of sense, which is that they kind of just had to make it all look uniform because it was fucked up. So yeah, I've been in this building before. I got really lucky one time when we walked in here, and I was like, hey, can we look around? And this guy was like, well, you're not supposed to, but go ahead. And what I was curious about is, basically the basements. Most of the basements is what I wanted to know about. So I'm gonna see They're closed right now, but there's some cops hanging out on the other side, bizarrely. So I don't know how much we can look around. So this is what it looks like underneath the stucco there. That could be like sandstone, fuck, it could be granite, I don't even know, but it's red still. So it seems like, you know, this place being a big red castle, that's probably how it's always been. But as my wife just said again, it's kind of suspicious how shitty this place looks. When you consider, I mean, it's like a gigantic Moorish looking castle. Everything has this Moorish looking shit. It's like shit you would see in Alhambra, and they actually call this Alhambra Castle, believe it or not. Okay, so I don't know, I was looking at like trying to find photos of this building. It says it was built in 1900, but I actually cannot find one old photograph of it at all, like much less a construction photograph. I'm not saying this is old. It's just kind of weird that I literally cannot find an old photograph of this, like not even from the 70s. And it says it was built in 1900. So apparently this has been here for, you know, at least 100 years. And I can't find any, like I can't even find photos of it from like the 60s. So anyway, what I wanted to point out was, you know, I was watching one of those guys' videos where he's showing, you know, every state capital in America has some kind of crazy co-opted building, whatever. Okay, the Capitol building's over here. But no, watch. I'm going to show you a picture I just found of the original Capitol building that burned down in the 1800s. And looks more like it was hit with a bomb, because the whole thing was made out of crazy stone. And now they have this stuff here. So that building's new, but the old building, it's very Tartarian looking. Anyway, this building here, I was just kind of, I'm not saying this is even old, I just was kind of tripped out that I could not find a photo of it being built. I mean, it's a big tower, so it's pretty large. Anyway. So here, the tower's like over there, you almost can't see it. So we found something. Alright, here we are, we're back in this little corner. There's a little courtyard. Courtyard here, cute little courtyard. You go in here, take a look. All of a sudden, goes from flat stucco to stone. And, you know, bricked up windows. Bro. Too bad my flashlight's dead right now. But anyway, this stuff, this looks just like those other courthouses and stuff. That looks pretty eroded. I mean, you can kind of see, like, this is like, I don't know, looks newer, but these bricks look really old. Okay. So yeah, interesting. This is the only place on this building so far I've seen that looks like this. Yeah, so you're down here in this pit. I mean, we're about, I would say my feet are about 8 feet to 10 feet below the ground. And then it looks like this. So that is interesting. Okay, so over there is where we just were. So that's the building with the stone walls underneath. Now over here, this building, it's just concrete. There's no stone. So that makes it look like that building is old. This building is not. Back side of the building here, and there's this weird brick stuff that they use on the ceilings, just kind of poking out of the ground there. But take a look back here. See if we find anything else. Goes down pretty deep. Okay. Got some old red brick there. It's a pretty deep little pit. Oh yeah, here we go. What do you know? What do you know? And it's open, luckily. Let's take another look. So when we were walking around this building, we noticed a lot of mud flood. Okay, check this out. Huh. That's trippy. Noticed a lot of... Hey, look here. Okay. We noticed a lot of sunken windows. You could call them basement windows, I guess. Oh, see, here's the other side. So we were just over there a minute ago. Okay. But we did notice a lot of basement windows, and they did all kind of seem to be at different heights and stuff. Okay, so here I was wondering if this building is actually old. It looks that way. Sure does. I wonder what else we would find. Again, we're about, now I would say 10 to 12 feet below the ground level here. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see if we can see in here anything. It's very dark. Alright, well, this is interesting too, how it kind of seems to have gone to here, and they built some stuff on the side there. Yeah, but in that photo, you saw how the old courthouse looked like it was fucking blown up, and they're like, oh yeah, fire did that. That's a stone, completely a stone building. Okay, so, yep. Before we move on, I wanted to point out how it's very weird that this stone wall comes right into here, and like these bricks look really old. So this looks like what I would think of when I think of 1900s, right? So it's like, this is a time when they were rebuilding stuff, right? And then this was probably what was here before that, which seems to be the era that courthouse would have been built in. It's a big old black rock, okay? This is, when we were at the, the basilica over there, we were kind of looking at the stone, trying to figure out if it was actually concrete or sandstone, and we couldn't make a decision. But this, to me, actually looks like sandstone. This doesn't, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but it actually, you can see it kind of comes off. It actually feels like, this looks like sandstone, and it's very eroded for the most part. Okay, I guess moving on. Who knows, dude. One more thing I almost forgot. So yeah, this looks like real sandstone. We did notice this. Old cables coming out of it, coming through it, whatever. Probably nothing too crazy, but something to look at there. Even that part right there looks like even older and more eroded. Let me look. Yeah. This is like really eroded. Yeah, this doesn't look like the same shit as the church to me. This is what I think of when I think of sandstone. That shit looked like concrete that was trying to look like sandstone. Bizarrely. Alright. Okay. So, by the way, we have this very bizarre building in Santa Fe here. And these people are called Saray & Sons. And they have several buildings. But this is a really big building. All the windows are blacked out. Nobody is ever here. And it's completely covered in, apparently like imported stuff from like India and shit. But I wonder, I'm like, man, maybe this shit was just here already. Because this place is sketchy. It's weird, dude. And they're never around, and it's really bizarre.